Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Ain Ezzah Binti Idris, and I will be presenting about my Myers-Briggs Type Indicator MBTI, which is INFJT. To begin with, INFJT, which is the advocate, also known to be quiet visionaries, they use empathy and intuition to understand others, guided by strong ideals and a desire to create positive change. INFJ stands for introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging. People with this personality type are usually thoughtful, empathetic, and idealistic. INFJs are known for understanding others deeply and wanting to make positive impact on people around them. Moving on, I would like to explain the personality trait of INFJT. As an introvert, I prefer calm and quiet environments because I focus better that way. I also enjoy spending time reflecting on my thoughts and feelings. As an intuitive person, I tend to focus more on ideas, possibilities, and future goals instead of only focusing on the present. The feeling trait means I often make decisions based on emotions, empathy, and personal values. I care a lot about how other people feel. Next, judging means I like planning and being organized. I prefer having a clear structure in my work and daily life. Lastly, the turbulent or T trait means I can be sensitive to stress and criticism. I also tend to overthink situations and place high expectations on myself. Next, let's look at the strengths and weaknesses. Some strengths of INFJT are being caring, creative, and responsible. I enjoy helping people and thinking deeply about meaningful things. However, there are also some weaknesses. I tend to overthink situations. I can be sensitive to criticism, and sometimes I prioritize other people's needs more than my own. Now, let's see how this personality type reflects the way I think, communicate, and handle situations in my daily life. As an INFJT, I am someone who values deep understanding and emotional connection with others. I tend to be more observant and sensitive to people's feelings, which makes me naturally empathetic. I also like having clear goals and organized plans because I feel more comfortable when things are structured properly. At the same time, the turbulent traits makes me more self-aware and careful about my actions. I often reflect on myself and try to improve, but sometimes I can become too hard on myself when things do not go perfectly. Overall, I think the INFJT personality describes me quite accurately because I think it matches both my strengths and the challenges I face personally. In addition, I will share some of my personal examples of this personality that I do in my daily life. First of all, I prefer studying alone because I can concentrate better in a quiet environment. I also enjoy meaningful conversations more than small talk. Besides that, my friends often come to see me when they need emotional support because I like listening and understanding their feelings. During group assignments, I usually become the planner or organizer because I like making sure everything is arranged properly and neatly. Sometimes I also overthink small mistakes or worry too much about my performance, which relates to the turbulent trait in INFJT. Following this, there are some implications for me as a student. As a student, being an INFJT has both positive and challenging effects. One positive implication is that I am responsible and committed to completing my work seriously. I also enjoy reflective learning and discussions that have deeper meaning. Also, I work better in organized and peaceful learning environments because they help me focus and stay motivated. However, I can also become stressed easily because I put high expectations of myself. Sometimes I spend too much time worrying about doing things perfectly. Therefore, there will be implications for me as a future teacher. As a future teacher, I believe my NFJT personality can help me create a caring and supportive classroom environment. I want to understand my students emotionally and academically so they feel comfortable and encouraged to learn. I also value empathy, fairness, and good communication, which are important qualities for teachers. However, I also need to learn how to manage stress and emotions properly so that I do not become overwhelmed while helping others. To conclude, INFJT is a personality type that is caring, reflective, and purpose driven. Understanding my MBTI personality helps me recognize both my strengths and weaknesses. It also helps me understand how I learn, communicate, and interact with others. I believe these qualities will continue to help me grow as a student and as a future teacher. Thank you so much. That is all for my presentation.